We are back. New Fox poll shows Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani's lead shrinking a little bit. Still got a very decent lead in this race with 4 days to go. He now tops independent Andrew Cuomo by 16 points, down from 24 points earlier this month. And the one thing that could really shift this dynamic potentially would be if Curtis Sliwa were to remove his 15% from this equation. And you see Adams there at 2%. He is out of the race already. On the ballot, though, because he dropped out last month, so too late to change that. Of course, the numbers that matter are the actual votes. So let's hear from some New York City voters. Robin Ryder, mother of one, physical therapy practice here in Manhattan. Great to have her here. She tells us that she voted for Cuomo. And we have John Timothy Yanang, who is a sophomore at Baruch College here in Manhattan as well. And he voted for Mamdani. It's great to have you both here. And they're both wearing stickers that say Halloween voter, which I think is very cute. Let's put up on the screen, because you guys just had this experience today, because we've been hearing that the ballot is kind of confusing. So let's put this up. And so if you go in to vote in New York City, you're going to see that Mamdani is in two columns, in A and in D as the Democrat and also the Working Families Party. Slee was in two ballots as well, Protect Animals and Republicans. And then to find Andrew Cuomo, you got to go down to the second line row there in the middle and look for the independent slot. Robin, was this tricky at all or confusing at all?
Yeah, you know, I remember during the primary on the ballot, there was a similar issue where, you know, as opposed to the names being listed alphabetically, they were in a random order, and Cuomo was much farther down, and Mamdani was at the top. So I was surprised to see again that I had to search for him, you know, and I did. I was like, do I have the wrong ballot? So it seemed like he was just sort of like stuck in the middle, and you'd really have to do a little work to find it.
So, John Timothy, let me ask you about Mamdani. Why do you support him? You said you voted for him.
I mean, I support him because I believe that he represents my demographic. He represents the change in the Democratic Party. He's a shift away from established Democrats, and he's showing a promise of reform and change.
What do you want him to reform? Give me one thing.
I want him to reform the way that the Democratic Party approaches its voters. I don't want the Democratic Party to just tell me their promises. I want them to be like Mamdani, where he goes to their doors. He does grassroots, and he really shows that he relates with the common people.
I want to play a video because we all know, you know, as you get close to the end, things get pretty intense. Yeah. And videos are coming out every day of stuff that he said. But he's young, so all this stuff that he said, it's within the last year or two. Let's take a look at this video. Watch this.
When I decided to run for office, I was told to keep my thoughts on Palestine to myself if I wanted to win. Not on our dime. Not on our dime. We are calling for it because we know that the days of that inconsistency, the days of drawing the line at Palestine, those days are over.
So what goes through your mind when you see that and, you know, the photo that has been circulating of him with one of the people who was peripherally involved in the 1993 terrorist bombing in New York?
What I see in the video is solidarity with Palestine, solidarity with values and issues that I support, that many of Zohran Mamdani's supporters support. I believe that the fact that he's really outspoken tells me that I'm comfortable with having someone that, I don't know, would really show up. Unlike Andrew Cuomo, where it could change, and it's really based on who his donors or what his donors like. I like that Zohran Mamdani is outspoken about these issues, because the fact that he's outspoken tells me that he knows what he's standing for, unlike Andrew Cuomo. I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. No, thank you very much. You know, when you look at how important is Israel for New Yorkers, this is number 2. 47% say extremely or very, Robin. 52% say somewhat or not at all. What is your take on that based on the video that we just saw and that polling?
Well, I think it's obviously depends on who's being polled. You know, Jewish people, it's probably our top issue at this point. For the last 2 years, we felt very unsafe. And right now we have a mayor who is a friend to Israel and who stands with Israel, and we're still feeling such an incredible increase in anti-Semitism. So when there's a candidate who cannot even condemn the phrase globalize the Intifada, no matter how many synagogues he visits now, that I think we all kind of feel we know where he stands on protecting Jewish citizens.
Yeah. I mean, there are Jewish voters who support Mamdani, which I hear from a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, I believe that Zoran Mamdani is more concerned on Jewish New Yorkers and not Israelis outside of the country or outside of the city. His main focus as mayor is to support New Yorkers in New York. And that's one thing that I love about him.
I hear you. A lot of the things that he wants to do, he can't get done without Albany's support. And I want to play this quick test that I thought was, this is just for fun, but this is him taking a test on music. And can he identify the song? And he's running as New York City mayor. Watch this.
Some folks like to get away.
As a politician, it's important to be honest.
Plays the piano from Long Island.
Billy Joel!
There we are.
That's not on your go-to playlist.
Gotta be honest, no. Billy Joel, I'm sorry, man.
People are going to give you shit for that, but in the best way.
I was like, who is this? When did this drop?
Who is that and when did this drop? Billy Joel's been playing Madison Square Garden, several times a month for the past, I don't know, 10 years. Right? Did you know who that was in that song?
Honestly, yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Because my kids are your age, okay? They love Billy Joel. I'm like, what planet is, not even oh, of course I know that song. Oh, no recognition whatsoever?
But he's honest about it. He's honest that he doesn't know, and he's not trying to pretend that he knows, right? And,
He couldn't. He didn't know. That's not 10 points for honesty. He had no idea. Anyway, do you think that makes a difference to New Yorkers, Robin?
It's funny, actually, that song came on my AirPods at the gym today, and I was giggling thinking about that. Look, I mean, in the scheme of things, whether he identifies pop culture or singers or, songs like that, I don't know if that would sway me one way or the other. It's definitely humorous, and I think we'd probably laugh a lot if he was mayor for the next 4 years.
Well, I hope if he wins that they invite Billy Joel and that's his walk-on song on election night, because that is mandatory for every New Yorker. So thank you very much, you guys. Great to have both of you here, John Timothy.
Thank you very much.
Robin, thank you both. Great to have two great New Yorkers.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.